Hey, and there we are. We are live on MLS Decision Day, the final regular season weekend of Major League Soccer 2022, and we've got FC Dallas to talk about, the most important FC Dallas game since the last FC Dallas game, but a big one because of playoff seeding. And also for other reasons, which I think we'll get to. I'm your host, Nathan Hill. You can follow me at Nathan J. Hill. We've missed the past couple of weeks because of just sickness and schedule. Sorry about that. So we're doing a special pregame edition, but we should be back Monday night to talk about what happens today. There with me too is Jose Carmona at El Chico Carmona. His name I see is not. You can also call him Chico. Below me is Tommy LaBeouf. He is our sideline reporter tonight. Look at that. He is there at the game. We're hoping he doesn't.
Very loud here.
Yeah, it's loud. It's all right. It's all right. We'll deal with it. You're getting the scoop right there. You're getting the inside. Anyway, and then also our buddy Ismael, Belcora at Belcora Isma on Twitter. So great for those of you who are going to join us really quick here for the next few minutes as we get into this game. Let's start off with the most breaking news. Tommy, put this out in the chat and the Twitter that good news for once for Dallas with a much lighter injury report going into this match. We have definitely missed Paul Arriola and we have missed Alan Velasco. I don't think the starting lineups are out yet. I haven't seen them yet. Maybe a few more minutes out from that. But look at that! Look at that for Sporting Kansas City. They're missing a few key guys. A good goalkeeper there, Alan Pulido. I don't think that guy has been available for them for like 5 games his entire. And Gadi Kinda's a pretty good player too. So
I'm just saying they haven't missed him. So.
Yeah, they haven't missed him, and they've actually looked pretty good. So this is, despite this report, Sporting Kansas City is in a great run of form. FC Dallas hasn't been so great in the past couple of games. So what's at stake today? A home playoff spot, but also perhaps just momentum going into the postseason. So let's talk about the match today. Of course, how are you guys feeling? You feeling on edge? You feeling confident about this? Should this be an easy 3 points today, or is it going to be a slog?
It's going to be a slog, my man. It's going to be tough. Honestly, the main thing is for FC Dallas to get off and score quickly, early, so that the game opens up. That would favor us. But if it's a slog, slow first half, we could be in for a nail biter down to the stretch.
And these games are always like that with Sporting Kansas City. It's almost like has been more of a rivalry than Houston. Yeah, Tommy, what's your feeling? What's the feeling on the game?
Well, Sporting Kansas City has only given up 1 goal in the last 4 games, and they've won 3 out of the last 4. A very hot team, a very confident team. They just kicked Seattle Sounders out the playoffs. It's not going to be an easy game today. I think the key is going to be Jesus Ferreira. Will he get that 19th goal to break the record? I think if he gets that record, then we're sure to have that home field game in the playoffs. But if we don't get an early score, it's going to come down to a nail biter, I believe. It's going to be a tough game. This is not going to be an easy game.
You're right. Yeah, Sporting Kansas City has won their 3 of their last 4. But yeah, if Jesus can get that 19th goal, break the record, good stuff. Yeah, Tommy, maybe you can just interview somebody close nearby, grab some random person. Ishmael, how are you feeling?
I mean, it feels kind of weird to be in the leftern bottommost corner. I'm not comfortable in this spot right now. But I think that this game is going to be a difficult one, and that's what I want. I want this game to be tough because there is something to say about confidence, about being able to roll over a team right before the playoffs come up. But I also want to see this team play a difficult match in their final game as they've all started to come back. Because if we're being honest, the last couple of games, we've done all right, but because of injuries, because of red cards, because of people not being here for international break, it's been inconsistent, and it's fine. I mean, that's to be expected. It sucks that the scheduling was like this, uh, but now everyone is back. I don't know if we're gonna get Velasco immediately, but everyone is back. So this game is the final opportunity for this team to gel as quickly as possible coming into the playoffs.
Hey,
This
excuse me real quick. I got a fan here. Can you hold that thought? So, what's your name?
Eli Newman.
Eli?
Yep.
Eli, tell us what you think about the game today.
I think we're going to win 17-0.
Yeah.
17-0.
Love it.
I was going to get that 19th goal today?
Yeah.
All right.
And with 36 goals.
Yeah.
Nice.
So optimistic of you. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Well,
3-1 will be good over here.
Tommy, were they eating the monster taco or burger or whatever? Was that what? No, maybe not.
I didn't ask. No, I didn't ask.
Okay, right. Well, good. Great
Anyway,
reporting
I
there,
want this
Tommy.
game to be tough, and I want them to play well. That's what I want, and also to secure the home playoff game. That matters.
Hey, I want Jesus to get a brace. That's my honestly what I want. That's what I want to see. Come on, Jesus, get a brace. Not one goal, 2.
Come stay and play and win start work. Well, I think the key is also going to be what the lineup is going to look like. We're going to start the same left winger that we had last time. That was really a really big downgrade from Velasquez. And but I saw in the Seattle game with 46 get heavy press. They showed that goal and went up on the press. So we'll see if they press Dallas in the defensive third.
All right, yeah. Boy, it is loud there, Tommy. So we just we hear it, yeah. And of course, we got star power.
Love it.
We got star power in the stadium. It's amazing. You trade for players who have like superstars as their significant others. It's pretty rad.
Aren't we 2-0 in the games that she's attended so far this season? Maybe it's even more than that. Like I think we've won every single game she's gone to. So
All right, we got the lineup. Oh my goodness, you won't believe this.
I
I'm
don't
scared.
like
No,
when you
no.
said that.
dang
Yeah,
it, no.
Here we got the lineup here. Breaking news.
I mean, this was to be expected.
But
I don't
this is-
think
yeah.
Yeah, they were going to
He's on the bench. Yeah, it would have been a little tough to toss him right out there. But no real surprises here. You start with Obrian. You bring on Velasco late if you need to, or I'm sure he'll get some minutes late. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff overall. Good to see.
Actually, if I had a chance to pick, that's probably the lineup I would have picked because I would have assumed that they were going to not start Velasco and have him come off the bench. And I think that's good. I think Obrian, I think he can go hard for 60 minutes or so, and then hopefully Velasco can come in and I mean, hopefully we don't need Velasco, but if we do need him, he can come in late.
Well, the reason you can't start Velasquez is coming off an injury because if you can't go, you're going to have to bring in someone and use this up too early, right? So I think we definitely see Velasco in the game, but not as a starter, as Ryan says.
The main concern I was having was if Nanu was going to play because they played him against San Jose, I think, for minute control. I'm being just ignoring how much I like Tumasi, that Nanoon game was the perfect. That San Jose game was the perfect way to like the perfect Nanu game where he does okay in the attack and then just messes up so badly defensively. And going into the playoffs, I was I was legitimately concerned. Like, are they going to give Nanu significant minutes? Are they going to start him? I don't think that it would have been smart. Thank goodness Tomasi's back.
Nanu, I mean, you're right. I'm not gonna dispute anything you've said about Nanu, but I think the last two games, if you include the friendly, it's given the team a chance to get certain people in form. And Nanu, while he shouldn't start, is still a player that needs to be in form for when we do need him off the bench, which could happen. Especially since he can play on both the left or right side. It's very important to have those players at least, you know, have gotten some minutes and not come in all rusty without any minutes behind them. So it was very important for Nanu to get minutes. Very important for Quinion to get minutes, and Obrian to get minutes. I mean, of our reserves and Tafari, those are the big four reserves that are most likely to come in and play significant minutes, along with either Siki or Cervania. So I think it's mission accomplished. Of course, we would have wished for results with those, but I think that highlights the weakness of this team is we have solid reserves that can come in and give you 20, 25 minutes solid. But if you're forced to start them, then other teams can take advantage of them. So our bench isn't all that great. It's good enough when you only need them to play, like I said, no more than a half.
Tommy, what's the temperature? Is it warm? Yeah.
Yeah, that says it all.
Oh boy,
Yeah, I'm pretty hot. Yeah.
pretty hot. All right, good.
That's
Well,
good. We want it hot in there.
we want
Let them
Kansas City
burn.
we want Vermes to melt a little bit out there. And of course, the danger about these games is that Sporting Kansas City is not in the postseason. It's been a tough season for them. A lot of injuries that have just really impacted them. But credit to Vermes, credit to their front office for finding some players to bring in that have some talent, skill, and help push the team. But so they have almost nothing to play for, which means that they have nothing to lose to go out there and just take the game to FC Dallas. And FC Dallas cannot start this match slow. They cannot start on the back foot. They have got to come out and look
I
for
mean,
that early goal.
going into the playoffs, that's what we want to see. We want to see that killer instinct. We want to see this team come in and just take care of business and be methodical and basically clinical on the attack, and just leave no doubt that they are a playoff team who deserves to have a home match. That's what we want to see. I'm fairly sure that's all what we all want to see. We want to see a confident team go into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest thing is that they make it to the playoffs with a healthy lineup. Doing the home field game is great, but if they don't, the team is so well on the road. Is my point is, they're probably going to have to win on the road. So I think the most biggest thing is that we be in the game today with no injuries. Going back to Mario Diaz, we lost Mario Diaz, killed the playoff run. But if we have a healthy lineup, road or home, this is the team that can win games in the playoffs. I mean, the home thing is going to be great if we get it, but the thing is, if it allows go to get some minutes in to be ready to play the next game.
Yeah. One of the things I'm interested in seeing is how they're going to deal with Agata, because what's happening with Kansas City is their defense is pretty weak. Their midfield isn't really attack oriented, but their front three continue to be dangerous. And the one that's spearheading this is Agata. Um, I don't think FC Dallas has faced a striker that's been hot throughout the season. Like, we've faced good attackers over the season, but it's been rare to see us
Mm.
face off against a striker who's in a run of form like Agata has. Um, Hedges is still transitioning. from his injury. It seems like the goal is to have him healthy in the playoffs and have him be the starter. And Martinez is Martinez. So the way they handle a player like Agata, I think, will determine whether or not they're able to to defend well against other attacks that are going to be better in the postseason. Like if we end up going through that first round, how will we do against Austin? How will we do if we draw LAFC? How would we do if we have to play Galaxy in the first round with Chicharito on this desire to push as far as he can to make a playoff run? So Agata is a very good test here. He's been able to destroy defenses for the last couple of weeks. Um, Hopefully that isn't the case tonight.
Right. Right.
Is this actually the first game where we have the full strength back line? I mean, in what, like almost a month, I think.
Colorado was Hedges and Martinez, but it wasn't Tumasi.
Yeah,
So they,
Because the players.
yeah, that's what I mean. I mean full strength. I mean with Farfan on the left, Hedges and Martinez, and Tuamasi on the right. I mean that's what I mean by full strength. Also with Cerrillo in front of them, and of
um,
course Paz as the goalkeeper. And I think that's the first time we've
the,
had them play together in like a month.
yeah, the last time we had them play together was actually the 27th of August against Salt Lake.
So it's been a
Yeah.
while,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
this team plays much better when the back line is intact. I mean, y-
Mm.
it, not to say they can't produce without it, but uh, you want those those guys. Cirio, I think of the bunch is probably the one that's criticized the most, but I think he's done what he's needed to do to show that he's the guy for this team
I think
going
Martinez is
forward.
criticized the most.
I think Martinez is the only question mark, but I think for this season, I mean, he still needs to start ahead of Tafari. But I mean, next season, that's a whole other question. But for this season, I think he's still the stronger of the two.
So it looks like if Jose does get the 19th goal, he'll be doing it wearing these ultra violet green shoes.
Nice. I'm cheering. I mean, that's what I want. I want Jesus to
Yeah, that's what I
score.
want to.
Uh, what we get to see a little history. But I know his goal has been to score 20 goals, so I'd like to see him hit that too. So I don't care how he gets it. I don't care if it's PK or whatever. Just it'd be great to at least. I mean, if we win 1-0 and he scores a goal, I'll take that. But
Yeah,
uh,
it's been a while since he's scored as well. Since I think it was the LAFC game when he had the brace. That was a month ago. So
yeah,
Yeah.
he
but you
hasn't
had
had
the
consistent minutes. He hasn't had consistent minutes with FC
exactly.
Dallas. He only got a couple of minutes with the national team, so it's not like he needed to be scoring. But like again, entering crunch time, that's why this game matters so much. I think if it wasn't for the fact that this also guarantees the home playoff game, I really wouldn't care if what the scoreline was in this game. It just what matters is how they play. If it ends up that they play very very well and still like lose this game because of poor
or
refereeing
or
or like
get
a
or get a
red
draw.
card or something like that, I wouldn't mind that much. What matters here is that they fight in this game and perform to the level that is necessary in the playoffs. That matters a lot.
Agreed. Agreed. Like I said, well, I would prefer
Yeah.
a disappointment would be a draw as opposed to a loss. I mean, there's no way. I mean, unless they get unlucky and it's one of those where it's going to be a draw and ends up being a loss, then maybe I could see that. But I think we'll be watching to see certain guys play. We want to see the team as a whole play as a whole, not as a bunch of parts, which we've seen in the past where the backline plays well, but the attack can't hit the broadside of a barn, or the attack is going but the midfield is not protecting the backline. I mean, I don't want to see any of that. I want to see a consistent, uh, flowing team that's playing as one instead of being carried by just a couple of players.
Hmm.
Although I will say
Yeah,
that
now's
this
the time.
team,
No men are let No men are let.
I do want to say that I think this team, unlike teams we've seen in the past, seems to have more players capable of carrying this team. Uh, or that have done it throughout the season, where you've had Jesus has had a huge game, or Velasco has had a huge game, or even Ariola's had big games. Uh, Leggett, he's come in and given us another weapon, and I think that's one thing that I do like about this team is it has options. Where in the past, when we've had good teams, we've had one or two options, and that's it.
Hmm.
So I think this team, uh, let's do it, man. Let's go into the playoffs on a high note. Because
Yeah.
I think it changes the point. Believe it or not, this game could change how we see the season. If they lose and they get like the fifth or sixth seed, then that's pretty much where we all we're hoping they would end up at. We were said, hey, they just got in. It might as well have just barely gotten in if that happens. But if they win and they get a home field playoff, then that changes the whole season. It's like, hey, they didn't sneak into the playoffs. They didn't just make it. They didn't limp in. They earned that spot, and now you can worry about what Dallas can do in the playoffs. And I think that's it. Does it would say it's just one game, but it can change the perception of people how people interpret the whole season.
Yeah, I know it's loud, but what I was trying to say earlier is that they cannot have any mental let-ups like, Manu letting someone open in the box for an easy shot. I think what I expect FC Dallas to do is to kind of play defense for the first half, and then when Velasco comes in, try to get that goal later in the second half when Velasco subs in. That's just my.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think defense is a big key thing. Your defense really does, and MLS is going to win your championships. We don't always see the wide open games in these first rounds. So if the defense gets that confidence back, plays cohesively, if Cerrillo has a big impact, I think we'll be going into a good place. Even if we give up a corner goal or something like that. But I'm just with you guys. Like, yeah, no injuries. Let's get through this game. Let's get guys healthy. Let's have that defense play well. Let's have the midfield bounce back. Let's get Ariel and Jesus going again. I will take a Obrian goal any time of the week. But yeah, I'd love to see Jesus get that 19th goal, or get a brace, or just have a great strong game, and Velasco to get those minutes coming off. I mean, I'm happy with a 2-1 like scrappy win that doesn't always look pretty, but gets the team moving in the right direction.
I'm even okay with the legendary OG scoring. In our favor, of course.
Right. Well, good. Well, look.
Be a shot in the arm. I mean, not Velasco. Areola coming back in the lineup should be a shot in the arm for the offense. We didn't have Areola last week. That's good. Look for that. Look for that.
Glad you mentioned that because Areola hasn't really scored in a while. Actually, we talk about Jesus, but Areola's actually been quieter much longer, and I think he's the kind of player that we would like to see get back, into the way he was playing at the beginning of the season, as opposed to how he was playing at the end of the season.
I mean,
On the USA break, I thought he had a really nice few minutes there at the USA game, the friendly. I thought he made a case for himself. He's on the fringe of making it or not, but I thought he came in. And one thing he's got in his pocket is that he excels with Jesus. They're always on the same page. So I expect a fully shot in the arm from Areola today.
well, I think what matters is, Ariola's performance is really what matters here. Because, it would be great if he gets back on the score sheet and gets into that May kind of form. But I think what's especially important is after watching that Colorado game, I think we all underestimate how important Ariola is to this system because that Colorado game was so brutal to watch offensively, like just nothing from the attack. And the only real difference between that and the San Jose game, where we weren't good, but we were at least like doing stuff in the attack, was the fact that Ariola wasn't there, and that really does matter in this case. I think that it would be amazing if he gets on a hot run of form right now, because I think that could be the difference between us winning a game and losing one in the playoffs to us potentially making an MLS Cup run. If Ariola goes on that kind of run, if scoring like every single game, we have a good chance of making the cup. A pretty good chance. But what really does matter is that he's back. He gets in form. he starts like he just if he goes off in these goals right now, I feel good about our chances.
I think the word that you're looking for is catalyst. If he goes on a run, he can be that catalyst to, for a deep run. And
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. And no, I do agree with you that he does a lot of little things that are missed when he's not there. Just his work rate is just phenomenal. And when he's not there, it's obvious that it's not there. I mean, it's like, wow, this team looks, like it's lacking some energy or some fight. That's Areola. That's what you're talking about. He's missing.
Yeah.
And let's not forget that Velasco started showing some of that Areola fight. We started to see that late in Velasco before the injury. So it would be great to get him back and that seeing some of the Areola work rate rub off on Velasco, who, I mean, you're talking about similar builds as far as bodies and stuff. So I'm sure for a young impressionable player to see a guy that's about his size on the opposite side causing havoc without the ball, that's got to be something that you say, hey, I can do that. I can do that in my own way, mind you. But if he can do it, I can do it too.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, hey, Tommy, one last question. The guy sitting maybe 2 chairs down from you has an Acosta jersey. Is it Kellen or Brian? Because that could be an omen.
Excuse me. Are you wearing a Costa jersey? Oh, yes, he is. We're doing a podcast right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Big Dig Soccer. Big Dig Soccer.
Oh, that's you?
Yeah, yes. So, what's your prediction for the game?
Oh, man, with SKC got nothing to play for,
SKC has nothing to play for.
It depends if they want to come out with the intention of ruining us, getting us off.
Exactly. They're on a hot streak,
Knocked Seattle out last week, but I'll say 2-1.
He's doing 2-1 Dallas. Yeah. And he's wearing that Kellogg Costa jersey. Yeah. What's your name?
Noah.
It's Noah.
All right, Noah.
Thank you.
Good sign. Good omen. Because it was a Brian Acosta jersey. I was going to be like, who's wearing that? What FC Dallas fan is a Brian Acosta fan?
That would be an SKC fan, infiltrating.
Right. Causing bad luck. All right, well, good. Hey, well, guys, look, let's leave it there. Let's get our pregame on. We're at 15 minutes. Did you notice, by the way, the lineup? I thought that was funny. It does say up here at the top, 4-ish p.m. kickoff, because it's going to be a few minutes after 4.
4:18.
Yeah, 4:18 Central Time.
Is it on TUDN? Is that why?
No, it's not. That's what's so dumb about it. It's not on TV.
They're milking that opening.
I would expect it from them. That's what I'm saying. I would totally expect it from TUDN. So.
Well, Tommy, get some good video. We can share it on Monday night when we come back live and look back at the game. Get some good moments.
Get some post match reactions if you can, at least.
Yeah, that'd be
regardless
fun.
of the outcome.
Orlando about to make the playoffs. Poppy's gonna make a run, guys.
He's gonna make some noise.
That's since Columbus out, right?
Yeah, they're beating Columbus right now after being behind. Columbus's collapse is so hilarious.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, wow. Right, and DC got crushed. Look, Philadelphia just crushed Toronto. Philadelphia's the machine.
Say hi, guys.
Hello.
Drogo's here. That's another good omen. All right, well, let's leave it there, y'all. Thanks for joining us, for watching. For those at the stadium, enjoy, scream loud, eat get that monster burger or whatever it is, but don't hurt yourself. But anyway, have a good time. We will see you on Monday with reactions to the game. Thanks, Tommy.
All right. Have fun.
Thanks, everybody.
See you.